I'd like to introduce again our wonderful Alice from Dr. Alice from Kenya, who is going to talk to us tonight about protein. And then following that, we'll have Orlando Grant, who will be doing another boxer-size class with us. But before we move on to that, I want to celebrate with our Dr. Hiba, who's not here tonight because she's celebrating Eid. So I want to say to Dr. Hiba, Eid Mubarak, and I wish you a wonderful celebration. So without any further ado, I shall put us on to Alice. Thanks, Alice. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Karen, and thank you, everybody, for being here. Tuesdays have become automatic. Anybody asks me, can you do this? I'm like, no, there's something going on in the evening in the UK. So I'm happy to be here. And today we'll be talking about proteins. Just hold it a second. Something is sticking here somewhere. All right. So today we are talking about protein, which is really a continuation of last week, but we are just going to cover it as on its own. So protein. Everybody eats protein, right? And it's very important for our health. So some of them you know, some of them you don't know, but you know I really thrive on when we have a lot of questions about protein. So the first bit, protein is an essential micronutrient, but not all food sources of protein are created equal. So you'll find that your vegetables will give you some protein, your beans will give you some protein, your carbohydrates will give you some protein, but they always have like very small percentages. But your meat, your chicken, your fish will give you like 80% protein or more. So protein will come from different sources. You have your beans will give you protein, and different types of beans. Normally when they are fresh, they have a higher content of protein as compared to when they are dried, but they still have some protein even if they are dried. And then you have your meat and all sorts of meat coming from, beef, mutton, pork, all that's protein. Then we have your fish, that's also a source of protein. Your eggs is a good source of protein. And your fish, some nuts also give you protein. And then we have sources of protein from processed meats, your sausages, your hot dogs, your frankfurters, and that's also sources of protein, but they're usually processed, and that doesn't make them very good. So what are the uses of protein in our body? So we all know from primary school when you are taught like the body uses different foods for energy, for growth, for development, for repair and maintenance. So protein is very important for growth and development, as much as also other nutrients are, like your starch, your vegetables, your fruit. But specifically, protein is used to repair and build your body tissues. So you need it in your diet regularly. And that's why it's also, you have the main source of protein, which is your animal proteins and beans, but also other foods gives you protein. So if you don't eat any meat in your diet, your body will still be able to repair and build your body tissues. But this is one of the main uses of protein. Protein also supports the metabolic reactions to take place within the body, and it coordinates bodily functions. Actually, your whole body is made of protein. Protein also provides your body with structural framework. So the whole structure that we have, your muscle, is protein. Your bones, of course, made of calcium, but there's protein. So protein is very important for your overall health. And protein also maintains your proper pH and your fluid balance. So really, protein is important in our diet. But the question is always how much. So when we eat food for protein, you also eat different foods, like you have fat, fiber, sodium, and more. Like your meat or chicken or fish is not just going to have protein on its own, but it's going to have some other nutrients. So protein also carries nutrients with it. And it's what is really important is the whole package that likes it to make a difference, like the protein source that makes a difference in your health. And that is what you're going to see now. So the protein package would come from either your animal protein or fish, or is going to come from your poultry, or is going to come from vegetables, your vegetables protein. So much protein do you need? Now, knowing that it has all those different body functions, how much do you need in a day? So I try to use pound calculations. So for about 7 grams of protein, this is enough for every 20 pounds of body weight. So for examples, Karen, assuming you weigh 140 pounds, sorry if that's too much, then you need about 50 grams of protein each day. And 50 grams of protein is actually a palm size. It's a palm size of protein. Sorry, I meant to bring a palm size of protein, but I'm going to grab it now. So it's just your palm. It's really your palm, and it's about this thick. So you need very little protein in a day. So if somebody is about 200 pounds, it means they need about 70 grams of protein each day. So for every 20 pounds of body weight you are, then you need about 7 grams of protein. This is what has been found to be reasonable. And when you consume this, it does not, it protects you and you do not get into trouble with your health. We know that too much of everything is dangerous, but let me hear from you. When you eat too much protein, what are some of the complications you're likely to get? This is a question from for you, Karen, and your team. You're muted, sorry.
I hate that. Does it impact on your kidney function if you have too much protein?
Mm-hmm. Very good, yes. So if you take too much protein, because when you take protein, there's what you call nitrogenous waste from the proteins. So nitrogenous waste, when it's very high levels, it will cause kidney scarring. And when your kidney is scarred, then it will not function efficiently. That means that your kidney becomes dysfunctional, let's say. So you cannot eliminate nutrients properly. And then the kidney also has a function of like controlling the blood pressure, like we saw the last time. And so if your kidney is scarred, your blood pressure will be very high. If your blood pressure is high, it's not controlled, then it damages your kidney further. So that's one very good point. So if you take a lot of protein in your diet, you're likely to damage your kidneys. And unfortunately, I have seen very young people with kidney damage because of high protein and high salt intake. Yes, thank you very much. Somebody else want to try? What are some of the consequences of taking too much protein? You can just speak it out or type it in. Okay.
Is it high in I don't know, is it high in cholesterol? Or it could be high in cholesterol?
Actually, okay, so it's just been shown that some studies have shown that if you take red meat, it won't even affect your cholesterol, actually. It affects your triglycerides, which is a form of cholesterol. So cholesterol is, for a long time, people think it's associated with meat, it's associated with egg. Like if somebody is told you have high cholesterol, the first thing they stop is red meat, then they stop the eggs. But that's not the case yet. Science has shown that cholesterol can be formed you form cholesterol depending on what you eat. Yeah, but not the meat is not, your protein does not really affect your cholesterol as much. Because actually, funny enough, the natural fat that comes from meat is actually very good for you. The processed fat is the one that's bad for you. So even if you take your fatty part of meat, as long as you're eating your normal portions, it's not going to affect your cholesterol. Thank you for that, Karen. So I just got some information from studies because I'd like all of you to be intelligent about this. So protein and heart disease. So if you get small amounts of red meat, especially processed red meats, and you know the processed red meats, they have a lot of sodium. In fact, a lot of sodium is used for, sodium and sulfite is used for processing this to keep it long, to give it a long shelf life. And this is likely to increase your risk of heart disease and stroke, and also the risk of dying from cardiovascular diseases or any other causes. And these are what we call population studies. They follow up people who take meat in their diet almost regularly, and this is what you find. So if you take processed meats. And we're talking about small portions. You know, like when you take about one sausage, is not a lot of protein. But if you're going to take one sausage every day, or one day you take sausage, another day you take a frankfurter, another day you take salamis, like every day, every week you have some processed meats, then your risk of getting a heart disease or dying from stroke or getting a cardiovascular disease or cardiovascular accident is very, very high. So watch out on your processed meats. How often do you take it? You know, occasionally you can have it. We have some really good sausages here, and I've lived out of the country. And when somebody comes to visit me, if they don't bring me sausages, I actually feel so bad I can cry. And the minute I land back home, the first thing I do is get those sausages. But I do that occasionally. A month can go without me eating those sausages. So once in a while, it's okay to treat yourself to something you like, but it cannot be part of your daily intake. Diabetes, and I'm just quoting a few things. A 2011 study, which is not too long ago, on people who ate diets high in red meat, especially processed, again, remember that's the danger, had a higher risk of type 2 diabetes than those who rarely ate red processed meat. So again, the processed meat is extremely dangerous. Also, for each additional serving of red meat or processed meat, so they had processed meats, but then they had additional red meat. Then they had their risk of diabetes rose 12 and 32%. So you had processed meats, your risk of diabetes was very high. But then you had additional red meat, then your risk of diabetes increased by 12 and even 32%, depending on what you're eating earlier. So then we all want to make sure that we take you take a stock of what you eat every day. Occasionally is fine, but too much is dangerous, because you cannot be just expecting to get diabetes or high blood pressure. I don't think any of us want that. So another study found that eating more red meat than usual had a 50% higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes. So, you know, type 2 diabetes for a long time it's been known to be a genetic condition. So if you come from a family with type 2 diabetes, then your risk of diabetes was high. But they have also done environmental studies and found that your environment and what it exposes to, including even toxins, increases your risk of diabetes. So if you don't have diabetes in your family and you don't eat healthy, then your risk is just as high as somebody who comes with a family with a history of type 2 diabetes. And remember, this type 2 diabetes is no longer an adult problem. When I was in school, it used to be 40 years and above, then your risk of diabetes, type 2 diabetes is high. But unfortunately, I have met young people, I have treated young people with type 2 diabetes. So we don't want to, we want to take care of ourselves and also take care of our children so that we don't expose them too early. Imagine an 8-year-old child with type 2 diabetes, they're starting to take their medication now. If there is no total diet change, they are just going to live long enough and die before even they're 30 from complications of these things. So I had a child who was maybe 9 years old, weighing almost 100 kilos because of their diet. You know, I literally moved into that house for like 2 months. I moved in because the parents were not going to do it. But we don't want to do that to our family and children. Thank you. Okay. Scrolling, but not scrolling. Okay, so then another study tracked the health of 289,000 men and women and found that individuals who most frequently ate red meats and chicken cooked at high temperatures, please note the high temperatures, were 1.5 times more likely to develop type 2 diabetes. I'll explain why the high temperatures matter shortly. Then we have the cancer. So I've talked about heart disease, I've talked about diabetes, and then now cancer. in the nurses' health study, and this is a US study that followed up all nurses, like thousands and thousands of nurses. So we are talking about health professionals here. So they found that every additional serving of meat per day, of red meat or processed meat. Now it's not just processed meat. Red meat or processed meat was associated with 10% and 16% higher risk of cancer death, respectively. So, and another study found a link between high consumption of red meat during adolescence and premenopausal breast. So yes, you had a lot of red meat when you're young, and then you stopped. They still had a risk. They still had a risk of getting premenopausal cancer. So, and of course, even the World Cancer Society has shown that if you eat so much meat every day, you stand a risk of getting cancer. And there's so much cancer now everywhere in the world. And what, of course, some critics say that, it's only that now we are more efficient in diagnosing cancer. That's why it's there. But that's not true. Many years ago, people ate healthy and there was no processed meat. But now processed meat is the order of the day. And apart from just the processed meats, I'd like you to watch a documentary called What the Health. What the Health. So you just see how the animals, how they are treated, how that trickles down into our food. So the animals are given stabilizers, they're given antibiotics, they're given so many chemicals to boost their growth, growth hormones, and that gets their way into the food. So you get it in your milk, you get it in your eggs, and you get it in your meat. And of course, that alone, even if you're eating small portions, then your risk of cancer is very high. So what are we eating? So the protein alone might not be the problem, but it is the processing. And also now we're not able to get, like grass-fed beef or a road runner, a chicken, where they just, they were running around and they ate beans and natural things and grass, and then there you are. We don't get that. So the more you are exposed to now these processed foods in wherever you are, then the higher the risk of developing these conditions, and especially cancer. So we want to particularly pay attention to where does my meat come from. Sometimes if you have to get grass-fed meat, then it might be expensive, especially when you live in Europe, like the UK. But here in Kenya, it's not hard to get grass-fed meat. I just need to visit my grandmother in the village, and I get my stock for my meat. But still, I have to watch my intake. So still, women aged between 24 to 43, followed over a 20-year period, found that 22% higher risk of breast cancer in those who ate 1.5 servings of red meat per day while in high school. So remember, a serving of red meat, we say, is just a palm size. And maybe when I finish this, Karen will just give me a few minutes to grab the portion of a protein. Sorry, I forgot to bring it early on. So I talked about high cooking temperatures of protein. Remember, when you cook meat in high temperatures, the grilling creates potentially cancer-causing compounds such as polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons and heterocyclic amines. These are compounds that are produced by high heat, and it depends on where you're cooking it. Some of them cook it in charcoal, some of them cook it in the oven. So as long as the heat is high, then it's been shown that you have risk of type 2 diabetes, and also there's a very high risk of cancer. So how do you cook your meat? And also, of course, there's also mixed information. Also, when you don't cook meat properly and it is still, some people like to eat the meat rare when it still has the red heme. That has also been found to be cancer causing. So what do? I'm not a big meat eater. I'm actually mostly, I call myself pescatarians. Sometimes I eat fish, but mostly I eat a lot of beans and vegetables in my diet. But occasionally I want to eat my steak. So what I do, I just pre-boil it, and then I roast it lightly in the oven and cook it, because I know about the heme. So I don't take anything that's rare. So a lot of information, but you need to know what works. So the portion sizes count. When you cook the protein in high heat, it's also dangerous. And when you eat processed meats, then it's dangerous for you. So what do we want to do? in all these studies, they followed up people who ate meat, but they also followed up people who had beans and who had nuts and vegetables and lower meat intake, But they found that all these people who ate all these foods, apart from the meat, were actually healthy. They had a lower risk of getting cancer. They probably got cancer because they had a family history of cancer, or they had the genes to get some type of cancer. So it means that the more natural the food is, remember, the biggest problem in the protein is the processed protein. I was watching a documentary that now they're actually processing some, bean burger and vegetable burger. Please, as long as something is processed, I beg you, my friends, don't touch it. Try as much as possible to always eat as natural as possible. Because when they process the meat, they put in some other compounds which is very foreign to your body. And so in the process of the body trying to eliminate it, we end up with a kidney problem, we end up with a liver problem, we end up with a heart problem, we end up with a pancreas problem. But when it is natural, the food as natural as it was created, the same person who created the food, let's just say Almighty God created the food, also created your body. So the more natural foods you eat, the better for you. Even that meat, if it's coming from natural, grown, grass-fed, it's not that bad if you eat those small quantities. So I have, just to remind you that your health is your wealth. So take full control of it. So thank you so much for coming. I'll now welcome questions. Again, Karen. Today is the day.
It's because it's hot. I'm blaming it on the heat. But I want to say thank you so much for, again, such an informative session. I mean, I put in there, you said 140. I said, I wish I was 140 pounds. But I think, when you mention about the amount of protein that we have per body weight, I think that's a really good guide for us to kind of think 7 grams per 20 pounds. So we know when we're, automatically if you're having too much. So that's a good guide for us. And then when you spoke about being the nurses that liked the red meat, I said, I'm a nurse who likes a steak and who loves a bacon sandwich. So, but what I will say though, is I know personally that from the little things that I've been picking up through these sessions, I have changed my diet in that I don't eat as much processed meat. Like you say, I'm telling other people not to eat processed meat, the things that you'd said in the past. One of the questions that somebody's written in there is, what about fish and the proteins that fish brings?
Very good. You'll find that actually for some reason fish is not quite processed as the meats, as the meats. So fish tends to be a lot healthier, and actually like in the Caribbean and in the Caribbean diet is full of fish and beans, and this is actually healthy. So the more fish in your diet, the healthier for you actually. Yeah. Very good question. Thank you.
There has been some concern about some of the fish that we get, especially I think is it salmon, and that sometimes the salmon is dyed. So what would you suggest about the purchasing of the types of salmon that one might use, and smoked salmon, the difference? Maybe?
Okay. So smoking is a process of preserving food, and actually it comes from ancient days, and it's actually a healthy way of preserving food as compared to putting sodium monoglutamate and sulfite. So if it is smoked, that's usually a lot healthier. But when it is dyed, then it means that it is dye. When they use dye, there's some types of dye that they have created that they use. Most of them are artificial dyes. So that's an artificial. You're going to be eating something artificial. And then it means that this salmon didn't grow up naturally where it was. They probably grew it on their own, and so it didn't get the right color, the natural color. And so they dyed so that you can buy it. So that already has a problem. So if it's written dyed, I think you want to not touch it. If it's natural salmon, then it's okay for you. You want to avoid anything that's processed. Yeah. Thank you.
That kind of reminds us to also look at the packaging. And that's one of the things that you've taught us, is to look at our packaging, because
Yes.
some things that, you know, that we think we're getting something that's natural and it's not so natural. So it really is important. And again, you know, like you say, to look to see if it's dyed fish, fresh fish, and make sure it's not a dyed fresh fish. A couple of questions that have come in. One's come from one of our YouTube watchers that's asked about weight gain. I'm assuming associated with protein intake. And then another question is about tinned fish, in particular sardines and tuna, and also pilchards.
So, and Christiana had her hand up. Can we talk to Christiana and then I answer those questions?
Sorry, I didn't see Christiana's hand. Please, yes.
Christiana, you're muted. Would you like to unmute, please?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, very well. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. I want to talk about grilling white meat instead of frying before consuming. Is it very good for us?
Well, grilling is always a good method of cooking, but even if you're stir frying with a little oil, there is no problem. The problem is now the amount of heat that you're using. If all of them you're using that a very high heat, whether you're grilling or frying, then you know that you're going to create some compounds in your food which have got the risk of cancer. So frying, most people, the minute you hear the word frying, you think that you're going to dip it in oil. So there's deep frying and then there's shallow frying. So if it's shallow frying, you're controlling the fat, there is no problem. And so Karen, you asked her about the canned foods.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome, Christian. So there's, actually canned foods are not usually very bad, because the only thing is that, okay, let's talk about the proteins. The proteins are not usually destroyed by high heat. So when you preserve the protein in tins, it goes through a high heat process, then it is conserved. So it's actually it's a very safe way of preserving food. However, what else has been added? You see, you find like tuna, for example, it is preserved in oil and then it is preserved in salt. So when it's preserved in salt, it means you're also taking a lot of salt in your diet, a lot of salt, which is bad for your blood pressure in the long run. So also being preserved in oil is a lot safer than when they use those chemicals to process the meat, So you see, the fish will be canned, but if it was not canned, maybe they would process it like the sausages and the what. So the sausages and those processed in that way are more dangerous than when it is canned and preserved in a can. So a can is always a lot safer than the processed, yes. And that includes whatever else comes with the can, sardines, tuna, pilchards, as you say, yeah.
I remember when I was younger, my mum used to love pilchards in tomato sauce. And I think it has a lot of sugar. There's some added sugar in there.
Sugar and salt.
Sugar and salt.
Yeah.
The way that these things are they've been sneaked into our food, and we just have no real awareness until now. So I want to say thank you on behalf of the community and CAHN for all the wonderful information that you impart on us week after week after week. And every week I can say that, and I personally learn something new. So thank you so much, Alice. We've actually come to the end of, sorry.
No, I wanted to say that next week we'll be talking about salts and sodium and all these preservatives so that we know where we get them. There comes a new topic. All right, thank you very much.
Somebody's just popped a question in. Is there a difference in the nutritional value of a farm-raised fish in contrast to a wild fish?
Well, we know that a wild fish has got its diet that is planned for it. In the sea, it's natural, it is safer, and it's more nutritious and even more tastier than a farm-bred fish. Yes, I'm sure they know that. They just wanted to confirm.
Okay, well, thank you again so much. And I think we've got some really exciting stuff coming in the future. And as Dr. Alice said, next week we're going to have preservatives, salt, sodium,
sulfites, and where you get them and what it does to your health. Yeah.
And I think really that's going to be something that, we really should tune into. So as Alice always gives us a takeaway, knowledge is king and your health is your wealth. So thank you again, Dr. Alice, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
And today is your health is your wealth. So take full control of it.
That's right. And take control.
Bye. Have a good one. I'm watching the dance.
Thank you. And Orlando, I think he's ready to start with us any minute. So if everybody can get a bottle of water, keep hydrated, and we'll see you in half an hour. Take care.
Thank you.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to Healthy Hearts 1 on this bright and sunny Tuesday evening. So I hope everyone's feeling well. So today we have a boxer size session. So all you will need for this session is a bottle of water and a mat, okay, and a space. All right, so we're going to start off with warm up. Let's get right to it. Get my tunes ready. So we're going to start with a jog on the spot for 30 seconds, okay? So everyone get to your spaces. Let's start this. Okay, so show me a jog on the spot. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Let's jog on the spot for 30 seconds. Let's get nice and warm, or warmer than we already are, because it's so hot. Okay, that's halfway. Keep it going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go straight. Let's go straight. It's nice and easy. Let's warm those muscles up. Keep that going. 15 seconds. Keep that core engaged. Keep punching. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go straight into a shadow skip. Let's go. Just work at your own pace. If you need to stop, relax, breathe, then feel free to do so. Let's get nice and warm. Let's get that blood flowing. Halfway, keep it going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one before a little break. Uppercuts. Let's go. 30 seconds. Really roll them shoulders. Halfway. Keep it going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give yourself 15 seconds. Get a sip of water if you need it. Get those breaths in. Okay, people, back to your spaces. Let's continue this warm-up. All right, so next move now in your guard. We're either here, remember, or we're here. All right, so we're gonna go here. Did this last week. We're gonna go 2 steps forward. Once you hit that second step, throw out your jab and you cross. So pushing from the back foot, 1, 2, 1, 2. Pushing from the front foot, 1, 2, reset, and then go again. All right, give me 30 seconds in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Start going forward. 1, 2, back to 2, 2, and again. Use your whole space. Let's go. 2, 1, 2. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straight to a shadow skip. Let's go. Last 30 seconds. Keep that going. Last 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Time, guys. 15 seconds water break. Gotta stay hydrated in this heat. So quick water break, and we're going to go into our first combo of the day. First boxing round of the day. All right, people, when you're ready, back to your spaces. Okay, so round 1 today is a combo round. All right, you're going to work on your boxing combinations. All right, so nice and easy for the first minute. Remember, each round is 3 minutes. All right, so first minute, nice and easy. In your guard, we're going to go jab, cross, cross. All right, get 2 or 3 in the same space, then bang, change direction. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, just worry about that for the first minute. All right, is everyone ready? Back to your spaces. Let's take this back. 3, 2, 1. Let's start the round. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it, guys. Work at your own pace. Remember, use that whole body. Really swivel those hips. Watch my hips. Watch my back foot. Keep it going. Keep that going, people. Over halfway. Last 15 seconds. Keep that combo up. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, go into our second minute now. Let's add to it. So, after your last cross, I want you to add 10 uppercuts as quick as you can. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 uppercuts as quick as you can. Then you start again. All right, second minute. 3, 2, 1. Straight in. Let's go. Let's go. Keep it going. Keep that going, people. 20 seconds gone. Use that whole body. Last 20 seconds. Keep it up, guys. Remember, work at your own pace. Seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, last minute before break. So after that last uppercut, from here, 10 straights for speed as quick as you can. So let's go through it all. 1 second. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 10. Then back to the start. Okay, last minute, let's go. We've got a break coming up. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Put it all together now. That's it, nice and quick. Keep it going, people. That's halfway. Keep that pace, guys. Keep it up. That's it. Good. Keep it going. 15 seconds. Last 10. Let's go, keep it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Get some water, guys. 30 seconds. 30-second water break. It's a good challenge in this heat to really push through it, really burn those calories. You might feel like you've been in the ring with Anthony Joshua after this because of this heat. All right, 15 seconds. All right, last 10. Okay, make your way back to your spaces. So people, next round, we've got a leg round. A leg round. All right, so first combo, listen in. Nice and simple, 4 punches. So it's jab, cross, uppercut, uppercut. All as powerful as you can, okay? Working on strength here. So strong, strong, dip down for 30 seconds. From there, we've got squats for 30 seconds. So we're gonna go here. If you can get there, that's fine. If you can get a little bit lower, that's fine as well, all right? So let's go 30 and 30 to start off with. Back to your spaces. Let's go round 2. Let's start off in 3, 2, 1. Let's go, let's go. Straight in, let's go, people. Throw these punches nice and hard. Let's go, punch away that stress, come on. Keep that going. Keep it going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Squats, everybody, let's go. Find your pace. Keep that going, halfway. That's it, keep squatting, work those quads, nice and strong. 3, 2, 1, back to your combo, let's go, 30 seconds. Nice and strong, nice, strong, snappy punches. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, this time we've got alternate forward lunges, all right? So we're here. Power up. Here, let's go. 3, 2, 1, let's go. 30 seconds. Really power from this leg here. From that front leg. Keep it going, halfway, keep that going. Last 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last minute, back to your combo, let's go. Keep that going, halfway. Last 10. 3, 2, 1. Okay, last exercise. We've got jump squats. Okay, so we're here if you can. jump squats. If not, go back to normal squats, okay? So either jump squats or normal squats in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Last 30 seconds, let's go. Keep that going, people. Halfway, let's go. Last 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Get some water, people. Well done. 2 rounds down. Maybe open these windows up. Feels like a sauna in here. So last 10 seconds. For this round, bring your mats in or whatever you're going to use. Next round is an ab and core round. Okay, people, listen in. So this round is going to be the same format as the last round, all right? 30 seconds of a boxing combo, 30 seconds work, exercise, all right? So ab round, okay, first little bit. So combo will stay the same. It's going to be nice and hard. Jab, cross, left hook, or right hook if you're left-handed, and then a cross again. Watch again. Jab, cross, strong hook, cross. 30 seconds. From there, bring your mats in, and we have full sit-ups. All right, full sit-ups. So we're going to be here on the mat, nice and flat. Come up, touch the ceiling. So down, up, touch the ceiling. All right, let's go. Let's go. First 30 seconds. Start with your combo. Get ready. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Show me that combo. Let's go. Nice and strong, powerful, come on. Keep that going. 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Hit the floor. Full sit up. Let's go. Keep that going. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Back to your combo. Come on, change levels. Back to your feet. Straight back in. Let's go. Let's go. Working, people. Get that good sweat on. Seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, this time we've got crunches. So you're on your back. Legs up. Elbows to knees. Let's go. Keep that going. Halfway. Come on, let loose, let loose. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Forearm plank. Watch me. So knees down if you need to. If not, knees up. Forearm into the floor. 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Hold. Hold. Keep that stomach nice and tight. Shoulders nice and strong. Hold. Halfway, halfway. Last 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And time, people. Back to your feet. Quick water break. You can take your mats away now. You won't need the mats now. Ten seconds. Okay, people, listen in, listen in. So last round, we have a defensive round, okay? So we're gonna start off here in your guard. So we're gonna go, dip your shoulder to the right. So basically you're avoiding a punch, all right? No point in being able to punch if you can't duck a punch or two, all right? So here, slip to the right, slip to the left, hook, cross. Okay, watch again, first minute. Dip to the right, dip to the left. As you dip, come with that cross. Come with that hook, sorry. So hook, cross, there, okay. Dip, dip, hook, cross. That's your first minute, okay? Get ready. Back to your spaces. Last round, people. Get yourself ready. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Let's get busy. Come on. Sit, duck, punch, duck. Let's go. Keep going. Keep that going. Halfway. Twenty seconds. 15 seconds. Keep it going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Okay, second minute. Let's add to it. So we're going to add 6 uppercuts for strength, power. So we're going to hit. So here, slip, slip. There, there. Okay, then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, second minute. 3, 2, 1. Back you go. Let's go. Keep it going. Keep it going. That's halfway. Keep that going. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's put it all together now. So, after your last uppercut, we're gonna dip down for 2. Okay, so I'm just gonna hit in your guard, bang, bang, and then start again. Let's put it together. Start slow, speed up when you feel comfortable. Last minute, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 6, dip down for 2. Let's go. Keep it going. Keep it going. 6. Keep that going, people. That's halfway. 30 seconds. Come on, work, work. Burn those calories. Come on. Last 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time, people, time. Well done. So get yourself a 20-second water break, and then we'll cool down and stretch off real quick, okay? Well done. Well done today, everybody. Okay, back to your spaces. So let's start off with neck side to side, nice and slow. Let's bring that heart rate down. Get all that tired blood back to the heart. Okay, ear to shoulder. Okay, shoulder rotations, nice and high. And backwards. Okay, torso twist, bend those elbows, wrap round. Okay, hands on the hips, nice big rotations. Change direction. Okay, let's go squats, nice and slow. Okay, legs together. Bring your heel to your bum. Hold on to something if you've got no balance like myself. Change leg. Shake it all off. Make sure it all works. And that's time, guys. Well done. Give yourself a round of applause. You did well in this heat. Well done, people.
Thank you so much, Orlando. I was sweating just watching you. And well done to Blaze, and it was Maxine who kept their videos on throughout, because I think that just shows so much courage and determination. Mine was on and off, I must admit, but well done, everybody. Really, really good session. And again, thank you so much, Orlando, for engaging us all. And despite the heat, we're continuing to keep our exercise regime up. As the world starts to open, and Orlando gave me some great news that coming the beginning of August, we're hoping that he will start to do face-to-face sessions. They're likely to be on a Monday evening, so they won't interfere with your second session on a Tuesday evening, but we'll give you more details in the next couple of weeks about that. So thank you so much, Orlando, for all that you do and continue to do for us here at CAHN and in the community. What I would like to just remind everybody about a couple of events that are coming up this week. On Thursday evening, we have a community engagement session. We're asking people from the community to come and talk to us about sickle cell. You can come along and you can tell us about what your experiences are, what you would hope to get from the services that are out, that are there at the moment, what you'd hope that would be developed. So we look forward to you joining us. If you look on our website page, we can, I'm looking to see if someone's going to post that information in the box just now. But if you look on the CAHN website, that information is available for you to register for the event. As always, on a Saturday morning, we have health hour between 11 and 12 o'clock or 12:15. It's just more than just an hour. But I won't keep anybody away from the last of the evening sun. Take care, keep hydrated, keep well, and keep safe. Take care.
Don't forget to eat your protein sources, repair those tired muscles, repair and rebuild. So like you heard in the talk, get those protein sources down you tonight, help that body repair, and live good. Have a good evening, people.
Okay, then thank you so much, Orlando. Thank you. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you,
Bye.
Alice. Thanks, everybody.
Cheers,
bye.
bye.